I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that supports the Madden YouTube channel. I know that it's the end of the NFL season and Madden's starting to die down for a lot of content creators out there. But as you guys know, if you followed me over the years, the spring into the summer is where we really hammer the foundation of Madden and build up what will forever be kind of our low base of our Madden game. You'll never be worse than you were today. That's the way that we're always going to treat this. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, as we are probably going to cross 12,000 today and push on to 13,000. And again, that's because of you guys. I can't believe it's March and we're still growing and things are pointing up. Let's get in today's video showing you guys how to shut down those pesky RPO bubble screens. What is up, guys? Dave from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to stop RPO plays, a lot of those shotgun bubble screen RPOs. I've gotten this as a frequently asked question over the last couple weeks. There is a small subsection of the MUT population that is running the trio offset weak out of the Chiefs offense. It's a okay offense, but I think that if you guys can focus on how to shut down the RPO bubble screen out of it, it really hampers this offense in a big way. Now, the biggest issue that so many players have with stopping RPOs is that EA over the years has heard us complain about the fact that we can't throw the ball in the quick game and get the screens to work when our opponents are base aligned and trying to bring pressure. So EA has basically taken that feedback over the last few years to heart, and they've made the blocking on bubble screens really good when you're base aligned. So if you're base aligning your defense, that is your number one issue, is that you're just giving up leverage and EA is abusing you for doing that. So I'm going to show you guys something real quick. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to call a traditional alignment, no base, no anything, nickel 245 Tampa 2. I'm not saying that this is going to end up shutting this down, but I just want you to look at how this behaves. Now, again, the run that we're going to be looking at is going to be the gun trio offset weak RPO read bubble. And it's a good little RPO because it's actually kind of glitchy. If you have an escape artist, it kind of falls back on the escape artist glitch with the RPOs that we dealt with earlier on in the year. Now, EA's done a lot to kind of patch some of the escape artist RPO stuff. They haven't done a good job. They've just done a little bit.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
And if you don't play the quarterback on this, your opponent can pull the ball with the escape artist and run. And then that ends up being a problem as well. Don't worry. I'll show you guys exactly what to do and bring this all together. But when it comes to RPOs, this is probably the best RPO bubble screen from shotgun in Madden, or at least one of them. Let's talk about the non-base align. So first thing you notice right here is when you don't base align, you've got in this cover 2 defense, you've got a numbers disadvantage. You've got 3 to the trips, and then you got 2 guarding that because you're in zone. So naturally, if I were to go ahead and snap this ball and throw this bubble screen, you see here that we are able to play that math advantage and pick up 6 or 7 yards. There's a lot of players out there that'll be content with that out of this offense, and they'll throw this all day long until the cows come home. But I'm here to tell you right here and now, if you base align and you start to give up really bad leverage, especially if you're base align and pressed, EA is going to make you really pay for this. They're going to block these guys out of the play, something fierce, and then you just got one guy to beat. You know, that safety is Justin Simmons. He makes a nice play, but you guys know that one spin move can be a touchdown. So this is a really punishing style of defense if you base align against these types of RPOs. Now, cover 2 is not great because really what you need is a 3-on-3 count. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the play call menu here, and I'm going to show you guys what I do against this particular style of play. And really what that is I show even numbers. They really are doing a box count. That's what most people that RPO you want to do, is they want to say, okay, are you loaded up to stop the inside zone? Okay, I'll throw the bubble. Are you even with the bubble? Okay, I'm going to try to run the inside zone. Thank you for checking out this free content over here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure that you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we go over the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counteract those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every game plan on the site all year long for just the low price of $9.95 a month. And you guys get access to our Discord channel, where we have members of the Gridiron Game Plans community chatting daily, helping each other get better at the game. And this also includes a lab session every single Wednesday night on the channel. So make sure you guys get over to the website. If you guys are looking for the best escape artist defense in the community, you have to look no further. GridironGamePlans.gg. Now back to the video. So what we have to do first is eliminate the bubble, and then we can worry about the inside zone. So I'm going to call a cover 3 with no baseline here. Just a simple cover 3. And what this is going to do is it's going to walk my linebacker out over the top of that bubble screen player. Now, at face value, that is not the tip. I can still go ahead and snap this ball, and if that player flinches inside, I can throw the ball out wide and scamper upfield. I still pick up 10 yards. Again, this is really the best bubble screen in Madden. So I'm showing you kind of the levels to how this works here. Don't worry, we're going to shut this down here with the coverage adjustment that I'm going to break down. So now that you've got a coverage that at least shows numbers-wise 3-on-3, what you want to do is take that hook defender and man up the B receiver. Man him up. In fact, I want you to pass commit on top of that as well. And what that's going to do is, in terms of just this, keep in mind this is just a linebacker on Tyreek Hill. There's nobody to block him, and he's out there to make that play and make a hit in the backfield. I know that this seems really simple, but I've watched so many players get carved up by bubble screens because their base aligning, their hat count on the trip side is bad, and they just are too stubborn. They're too stubborn. They don't man up that adjustment. Now that we've got this and we can just man up Tyreek Hill out of this cover 3 with the linebacker walked out over the number 3 receiver, which is Tyreek Hill, what we're going to do now is focus on the inside zone. Now, traditionally, most players like to shoot inside zones from this same spot. So what I mean by that is they kind of like line up right here. You guys know what I'm talking about. They shoot in through the B gap, right? And then they dive and hit you. If this player is now required to guard the bubble screen, you have to find a different gap shoot. Now enters the issue where this is actually one of those RPOs where this actually options off of the end player. So we're talking about number 55, Bradley Chubb, with the R icon over his head. If he crashes on the give, you end up taking your quarterback and escape artisting with him. And this is where a lot of players are kind of abusing this aspect of the RPO, is that it also still at its core is the situation where the zone coverage doesn't know the quarterback has the ball until they cross the line of scrimmage. And then they're like, oh, hey, let's go chase him. So I'll show you what I mean right here. So if I keep the ball, now I'm escape artist up, right? Look at the zones, especially like, look at that guy right there. He has no clue what's happening until I cross the line of scrimmage. And then he's like, oh, hey, now I'll go chase the quarterback. So we're talking about number 45 here. Again, watch number 45 on this play. Because I kind of, again, if you don't know who that is, that's this guy right here. So when we run this, sits there, and now he's in the backfield and he's too far out of the play. Again, look at the rest of the defense, the deep zones too. Deep zones, backpedal. Oh, I'll go play you. Now, obviously, this guy right here is my user, so he was just kind of hanging out. But you guys can see that the zone doesn't react, and that's why this RPO is so problematic. Now, here's what we're going to do with this. When you go in and you try to learn how to stop a run, obviously, with this being an option, that takes Bradley Chubb out of the play. He has to play the quarterback. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to play option quarterback. You could go into your coaching adjustments and set option defense to conservative, or you could do this on the field. To do this on the field, keep in mind we're going to be making the adjustment of manning up Tyreek here. You're then going to hit the R1 button or RB on your Xbox controller. You're going to tap A or X on PlayStation to option quarterback. That's going to tell Bradley Chubb stay home on the quarterback and make sure they give the ball to the running back. Now from there, what we're going to do is, now with this guy being our user, and truthfully, if you wanted to, you could walk this guy down and make him your user as well. You're going to have to find a gap shoot, whether that's backside B gap or frontside A gap. I'll tell you right now, the easy way to do it is to go frontside A gap. So what we're going to do then is we're going to build upon all the videos that we do here on the YouTube channel, and we're going to do the lock-in tip. If you guys don't remember the lock-in tip, go back and watch that YouTube video from a while back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lock him in. So we're going to hit A, flick the right stick up for man coverage. And once you're at this menu, no matter what you do with the left stick, your player will not move. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to try to shoot in through this A gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand outside here. I'm going to lock in, and I'm going to try to show you what I mean here. So if I hand this off, you see, I can fly in and make that tackle. Very, very simple gap shoot to stop this RPO style. So what a lot of players are doing with these bubble screens is they're trying to put you in a spot where you have to gap shoot with the same player that needs to guard the bubble screen. But really, it's not that complicated. You man up B, you pass commit. So I've got B manned up here. I know that my play art's glitched.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
But Browning is manned up on Tyreek. You're now going to option the quarterback so that way they can't escape artist you. And you're going to lock in over here and shoot that A gap. All snapped. There I come. I make my hit stick in the backfield. Very, very simple. If they pull the ball at the quarterback, you're going to see that that's not going to pay very good dividends for them. So this time, I'll option quarterback. Ball snapped. I'm going to fly in right here. And if they go to escape, Bradley Chubb's waiting right there. The bubble screen's shut down. They cannot run this play. You're gap shooting the running back, your option adjustments taking the quarterback, and your coverage adjustments taking the wide receiver. It's 3 simple adjustments to stop a play that is pretty surface level simple, but very effective against the meta. Again, you have to kind of learn how to get away from the meta because all these little plays that carve up the meta are carved up by other anti-meta stuff. So simple adjustments, simple adjustments. Now, let's go ahead and do the last part. Let's go back to that cover 2. If you remember that cover 2, we had the mid-read out of the box. If you want to make this real crazy, you could actually man align your defense. And what that's going to do is that's going to walk this player, Surtain, into a man alignment on Tyreek Hill. This would be a way to allow you to play a cover 2 shell, confusing your opponent thinking it's a man coverage read, but it's actually cover 2. From here, you're going to man up Tyreek just the same. You're going to pass commit. You're going to option quarterback. And you're still going to move your body over here to find your gap shoot. Lock him in. Ball snapped. Fly in, make your hit. If not, they're going to end up likely being in a spot where they need to throw the ball out to the bubble screen. Now, right there, this is something that kind of builds on the more advanced part of the tip. Because we man aligned, this worked this corner into a place on the field that could be exploited by the RPO. So you see right here, he played the RPO. If you want to avoid this, you have to pass commit. You have to pass commit, which I recommend no matter what, but especially when you do the man align. So let's go back to the Tampa 2. If you man align, you're going to man up B on B, pass commit, pass commit. Honestly, another thing you could do is leave him at a backed up depth to really make sure that it's tough, that he doesn't like commit to the run. But again, I'll press here, pass commit, option quarterback, find your gap shoot spot, lock in. They hand it off. You see right there, he's still committed, right? So when you press, that can be a little bit more of an issue. So what you got to do is if you're going to play that man align trick, leave him in an off alignment. So that's the last step to this. If you're still having trouble with that, you've got to leave him in off alignment. So now we're in a spot where I can go ahead and run this, option the quarterback, lock in. And if they go to throw that ball out there, you have man coverage in a good spot that's not going to play the run. Again, you don't need him down and press alignment to stop the bubble. In fact, that off coverage might entice them to throw it and take a tackle for a loss. Again, the last thing you want is that player blitzing. Even when you pass commit, sometimes he'll still blitz. So just be careful. Again, with this particular thing, you've got, the option quarterback sitting out there waiting. Your gap shoot is very important. You need to shoot in through this gap right here. Now, we're up to about 12 and a half minutes here on the video, but this is against the toughest, I would say probably a top 2 or 3 toughest RPO in the game. If you could stop this, you could stop nearly any RPO in the game. So let's go find another one real quick, just to round this out. So if I go back into concepts, let's go screen passes here. And gun bunch tight end, RPO alert bubble. That actually could be a pretty tough one because it's compressed. Let's actually spread it out though. Spread it out a little bit more. So here's like gun bunch Y flex RPO zone alert Omaha. Not a escape artist one, but still very, very important to make sure your numbers are right. So let's call that cover 3 again. You should expect your linebacker to walk out over the bubble. Man him up on A. You're then going to find your gap shoot. Again, most players like to gap shoot with this player against an inside zone because it's real simple. So if you kind of imagine here, if I were locked in right, go ahead and do this. If I were locked in right here and they wanted to run the ball, I could fly in and make that tackle, which I whiffed on right there, but the bubble would be wide open. So again, you have to neutralize the bubble and then find your gap shoot from there. So we're going to man up A. My biggest advice right here would be to probably either walk this safety down and manually user him to take away that RPO, or you can maybe walk this linebacker over into this spot. So again, it's all about finding your gap shoot. But again, if you are in a pass commit situation and they go to throw that bubble, they don't have bodies to block it. It's 3-on-3 out there and it'll screw up their assignments. So again, man up the bubble, leave a body over the top of him, find your gap, shoot from there. If you need to option quarterback, if it's one of those style of RPOs, do that. Otherwise, just let them go ahead and hand that ball off and make your tackle, just like I showed you right there. Very, very simple. It's using a lot of adjustments, but they're all very simple adjustments. If you guys like today's video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. Have a particular play on either side of the ball that you want to see countered here on the Madden YouTube channel, let me know in the comment section. Definitely getting to that point of the year where we're starting to hit on some of the FAQs that a lot of people ask, and this is one of them. So hopefully you guys like today's video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Ann. Get in the lab and good luck.